Hey folks, Genghis Reinhardt here. And I was actually pretty impressed with the Genghis Khan versus Hannibal episode. I'll admit it was kind of a squash match. And I'll admit it was pretty predictable. I gotta give people that. But one thing that I was actually quite impressed with was the actual armor test. It actually seemed to be probably the most fair as of yet. I gotta be honest with you, it seemed to be the most fair. Both warriors' armor were tested in the exact same fashion versus their close range weapons and shield, which I believe that's the first time I've ever seen them do an armor test like that. And as I suspected, Hannibal's bronze weapons were absolutely no match for Genghis Khan's steel lamellar armor. And the steel lamellar armor actually held up pretty well against a thrust attack. But lamellar armor does resist thrusts alright, as long as it's made of metal. But even lamellar armor made of leather is quite useful against slashing attacks. Now, they even tested the helmets, which I gotta admit, I was also equally impressed with the helmet tests. They actually tested both of them equally and fairly. Although I kind of expected the backlash. Oh no, Hannibal, he hit the helmet and he brought it down with a quick chop to the neck. No. The user hit the helmet, bounced off, and then he was bringing his arm down. He didn't perform a mythical, super secret Hannibal attack on him. So yeah. Although I do kind of wish they would have tested the spear against the bronze armor and the throwing darts against the lamellar armor, just to see how it was done. But I was impressed. I was actually impressed. I gotta give it the Deadliest Warrio. They actually did a decent armor test. Even Hannibal's bronze armor seemed to hold up pretty well. Oh, and one more thing about the helmet test. I do think it's kind of funny that they're claiming, oh well, he used the saber with two hands. That's why there was a big dent. No, it's made of bronze. When you hit something with a steel saber, it's going to make a big dent, regardless of what gauge it is. There's a reason why people switched over to steel. So yeah, I actually really liked this episode. But like I said, it was kind of a squash match and it was predictable. But I do hope that they, kind of to keep improving these armor tests for the ancient warriors. I mean, if they can keep it up and keep it up with Cortez versus Ivan the Terrible, there might be a little more redemption for the ancient matchups yet. Although I am kind of skeptical at what the tests are going to be like for Ivan the Terrible versus Cortez, because Ivan is using chainmail as usual, so there's still a chance that it will be butted. Although I do remember Jeff mentioning that they would be using riveted on this season, which I haven't seen yet. So perhaps Ivan the Terrible is using it, which would definitely be nice, and give a thorough test on it, please. So, thoughts, opinions, let me know, because I actually really enjoyed this episode. And everyone out there, have a good night.